because going to this topic is important. Now, why this topic is important? Let's say you are working in a company and that company was not using a cloud. Now we all know that everything people are going on cloud, right? So if company says that you are, they know that you are a, cloud computing technology, you have done this cloud and big data course, and they see from your CV that, oh yeah, he's the guy, go and ask him, take the company, everything on cloud. So before moving to the cloud, what are the things one has to cover or think about, assess about? We are going to see in this, this migrating to the cloud lecture. So this is an outline. We will have an overview and then innovation and transformation, web-based business services, applications for individual, application for small and medium business, enterprise, and delivering business process from the cloud. And then broad approaches to migrating to the cloud. There are 7-step models to the migration to the cloud. What are the efficient steps for migrating to the cloud? Now, if we have been given a task that, okay, go move everything to the cloud. I'm running some IT company, or my software is there, or not even an IT company. Let's say Eurospar. Let's say Eurospar wants to move their activity to the cloud, their ordering system and everything on the cloud. So now, how does this migration can be achieved in a better way? What are the present cloud infrastructures are there? Who are the leading cloud service provider? And that can provide the elastic and scalable solution in a cost-efficient manner, and pay-as-you-go subscription model. Who can provide? So if we think about the cloud computing has provided tremendous amount of innovation. Means today we see so many companies, they could not be possible to become so big without a cloud computing. And as you see that companies are founded in 2018, and this particular company, Zetwork, this company name is Zetwork. It became unicorn just 5-6 days ago. The unicorn means a company valuation is officially valued by independent firm to be $1 billion. So in IT tech world market, if a company valuation is 1 billion, usually if they have got an investment of $100 million, then typically the company valuation will be $1 billion. So some, depending on what type of industry it is, in sometime having 70 million investment can also make a company 1 billion worth, or having 200 million investment can also make that company $1 billion worth. And in the present time, it is very difficult to imagine a life without a Gmail, Facebook, and WhatsApp. Means we can forget to eat for 3 hours, but I will be surprised if most people will say that they can live without looking at their phone for WhatsApp messages on Instagram for 3 hours if they are awake, or checking their email, or doing Facebook Messenger, or going to the Facebook. I will be very surprised. So that's how this cloud has tremendously helping different new businesses and transforming their way of working and their thing. Now, Norway, the question comes, like in Norway, who will be the first unicorn company? Means currently the Norway, there are these 7-8 companies are there: Boost AI, Cognite, Colonial, Neat, Portal One, and Sanity. They are currently valued 400 million, 300 million. Some are in a nascent stage. Some has received funding up to $50 million. So let's see in the future who will be the next unicorn. There was a company called Kahoot. Kahoot founder is were Norwegian, but Kahoot headquartered in US, so that is not considered a unicorn company. So if you search on Google list of unicorn company in 2021, you can see how many companies are there. And India itself got 100 unicorn this year. Means total unicorn company in India this year is 100. China has over 300, and they are the one who is driving the jobs and everything. And that's how the cloud is helping this company. Someday one of you will start a company, or few of you will start a company. So in that time, you don't have to put money on infrastructure or security or privacy. Everything the cloud provider will provide you, and you can focus on the technology you are developing or the business idea you are developing. So I talk a bit about the entrepreneur or startup because I had been, or I am an entrepreneur mindset. I had formed two companies, sold one company, closed one company, and after a gap of 4 or 5 years, again started two companies. In fact, this year I started one company. The app is under progress, and maybe it will see the market. Now, cloud is useful for web-based businesses. Means if someone wants to reach more client in this COVID time, actually in the COVID time, some because of the lockdown or people cannot go out, the companies who are able to provide their businesses online, they are the most benefited company. And in that, the one who is also supporting the ecosystem of online, for example, payment platform, like we use Whips. So Whips might have seen more businesses during this lockdown time, or the logistic platform, like someone has made a company to do the delivery, like Uber is doing delivery in some country. So by using this delivery service, they are becoming bigger. So for web-based services, it is giving a many different kind of functions. Some are using only for storage, some are using for processing, some are using for sharing information. And what is needed only, the user just need a login and password, and the cloud is there. Like we are accessing Netflix almost every day, and we are accessing just via cloud. Our TVs or laptop is connected using the user login and password, and we can use it. There are applications for individuals. See, there are so much email systems, social media systems are there. There are data storage services like Dropbox, social media like Facebook, a messaging platform like WhatsApp, Telegram, then image sharing platform like Instagram, Message. Someone wants to become a celebrity, they are using Twitter. So you can see so many, these are all social media platform or social media, they are delivered via app. So can you name 5 cloud-based social media app you use in your daily life? Yes, Google Drive is on cloud, and it is a social media platform we are using on cloud. Instagram, Snapchat, yes. What else? Let's see how many cloud app you can tell. Yes, at least you can look into your phone and you can tell what app you're using, and at least 5 will be there if you are using the phone. Like my father is not using a smartphone, so he will say nothing because he is still on the feature phone. But you are a modern day person, present time. So WhatsApp, Discord is on cloud, PayPal, Facebook Messenger, so tons of it. Like Duolingo app, I use Duolingo app to learn Norwegian. I can read more or less Norwegian, but still I'm having a difficulty in speaking and listening. So hopefully in a year, I will be able to talk also in Norwegian. Norsk. So let's move further. For application for small and medium businesses, means small and medium businesses application is tremendous. Yeah, the Cognite might have, one of you said that Cognite has reached the unicorn date already. Let me stop here and let's check whether Cognite has reached or not. So let's see how to check. So this Crunchbase is a platform where all the people like to put their company platform thing. So you can see, yes, you are right. Cognite has reached, it has got 225 million US dollar funding. And definitely it is an unicorn company. With 225 million, the funding, it will definitely be a unicorn company. And it has around, you see, 11 people are working. So here you can see the Crunchbase, you can see who have funded, when it was founded, like it is founded only in 2017. And you see Holy Grail means in 4 years, the founders are super rich, right? The founders, who are the founders? Frederick and Finson, Geir Engdahl, John Marcus, and Stan Danielson. And they have received Series B funding. That means it is quite an advance. And if you see the number of funding, company TCV SL, this is a US investment firm, and TCV Ecker, they are the one funding it. Great, yeah. So Cognite is a unicorn company from Norway. Let's move to our course. So for small and medium business enterprise, thank you for giving that information. For small and medium business enterprise, it is going to be the cloud has made their life very easy. Nowadays, earlier, let's say we have this coffee shop, right? Cafe Bona, or what is a good coffee shop in Central? Give me some good coffee shop name in Central. A Cafe Bona, or yeah, Cafe Bona. Okay, Cafe Bona and other coffee shops are there. Now they want to move to the cloud. They want to get use the cloud to get more businesses and attract more customers by offering them discount or reaching them. Now earlier they have to get some technical person who will be putting the server, who is going to maintain the server, who is going to secure the server. So it used to take a lot of money for CK Brevika. So it used to take a lot of money and technical know-how to put on it. And Cafe Bona or CV Brevica, they are good in making coffee or selling coffee, or they are good in barista, right? So they get really crazy that how to increase their business and put money on the cloud, or put money on the technical service. So they have to put more money to get less output from their investment by putting their things on computing resources. But nowadays, it is so easy to make a website. Now, in the next colloquium, you will be there is a colloquium on how to host a WordPress site on Azure platform. So, and there are companies who are making apps For example, there is this company. There are many companies out there. One example I see, you can anyone can make their app. If they are selling something, they can pay for their services monthly, and they can create their selling platform. And if this particular comes with inbuilt, like you can connect with a webs or other Google Play platform for payment, and you can upload the pictures, etc., or description, etc., and you don't have to put any person on making an app. It is already pre-built. Someone has to just configure it. And there are the company who are providing services how to make an app without, like Appify. You can take their services and create your own app. Someday you want to host some kind of event and you are looking for an app, and can be used even without knowing a technical thing or coding or something. If you know Android coding or Apple coding, Apple platform coding, then it is good. So nowadays this cloud is giving tremendous. Now people are even using Google Doc or MS Office. Like I use on my phone Google Doc, or many people can do the complete business on a phone. They don't need someone is a freelancer, can set up their business on the phone. Like if someone is a physical trainer and want to provide physical training services to their client, they can build their app by it. Now, for enterprise, also big company, the cloud is providing tremendous benefit. Like Broadcom got highly benefited when their consulting partner Deloitte helped them to take the Broadcom various infrastructure or various department to the cloud. Yes, we can take a break and we come back after, what is the time? We come back at the start. So before going to the lecture, I would like to know that you have any feedback or any other concern so that more better this course can be. Any difficulty you are facing, would you like to convey? Any feedback? Should we go for more faster pace? Should we have more programming in colloquium? Like that. Okay. So after few colloquium, in the next few colloquium, you will be knowing about how to host a WordPress site on the cloud using Azure platform and how to make changes. And then you will also be using writing SQL query to access our data, which is stored on the cloud, and display information from those data onto, let's say, on the WordPress site, which you are hosting, or simply practicing SQL query on the cloud platform. And after that, we will be doing parallel computation and implementing some simple algorithm, and use that algorithm to run on the cloud using the parallel computing resources, like utilizing multiple virtual machine. And then you will be also be working on the Docker platform. There will be a colloquium on Docker, and then how to run your application on Docker. So Docker is a virtualization platform, so we will be doing it. So let's proceed further. So why to choose a cloud computing for the business? So there are 4 things, like it increases the productivity, it gives the, so as we have seen that you going to the cloud providing productivity, and that's why so many companies are using cloud, and that's how Jeff Bezos is becoming the one of the richest person on earth and just making 50-60 billion US dollar only from the Amazon Web Services. It is helping company to do or work differently, reach more users, more client, and work differently. Now, when to move cloud? Let's say I'm working with a company and they decide to move to the cloud. So first of all, cloud should give a seamless integration. Does the cloud application or platform have ability to integrate with the existing tool and the processes of the enterprise? Means we are working in a company. Does our company, whatever platform which we are using, will it be able to go to the cloud? Let's say we are using a particular software for doing the inventory management. Will that software, I can create a virtual machine on the cloud and can install on the cloud, and can I access that software on like that? So if my current condition, the way we are working currently, if it can go to the cloud without problem. The second question is that does it require a very minor change to be done from our side? Let's say we are having a company which only hosting a movie on the website, right? And that movie is stored in a storage device. And currently we are using our in-house server to store the movie, which can be played on the website. So that easily can move because we can buy the storage service on cloud service provider like Azure or Amazon and simply can move by changing the drive location. Maybe we have hard coded what drive it is. We just have to change what was the address, and with a small change, it can be moved. So if answer to them is yes, then it is good to go to the, it is a spelling mistake. It's good to go to the cloud-based business service. Now, not every company can go to the cloud. Like we have to also check like whether our users, like I'm running a company and that company work for organic chemist, and the chemists are working in a field in a, let's say, forest or in a jungle, finding out what are the different organic plants are there and their extract, they are testing it there. And in those places, and they are using some kind of already a platform to do it. But in those places, the internet is not good available, the bandwidth is not there. So if that kind of condition is there and they are not ready to move to the cloud, they don't want to change the way they are working. So in that case, if as a CEO of the company, I say, let's move to the cloud, my end user who are going to, for whom I am making my moving to the cloud, if they are not going to use, my moving to the cloud has no meaning. So this kind of feasibility study has to be there. Then there are other considerations like if I have my webs, if I have a services which has too many pages. Now, if we move to the cloud, we have to also want to know the analytics, how many people are using and who is using. So if we have a small number of pages, we can simply use a Google Analytics and find out. But if we have a lot of diverse thing and we are not able to know that how to monitor our various service on the cloud. So those can be the factor that need to be considered, whether simply moving to the cloud is easy or there are other considerations then that can bring trouble or challenges and what to do about it, right? Now, how to do it? If let's say company decide to move to the cloud, how to do it? There are three approaches: lift and shift, refactoring, and modernization. So let's see what are they. Lift and shift is basically simple. We have this, if our application and everything is like this, we simply can move to the cloud and then my application can work without an issue. Like we have, let's say, something server running, and we can simply transfer our everything to the cloud, either physically or via network connectivity. Means in the data center, they do provide that you can bring your complete storage device and stack and give it to them, and they will put it on there. So if that kind of thing is there, that we're physically moving, then it is called lift and shift. If our application can be migrated using that, then it's why not? It is definitely the person should move to the cloud. The other one is a refactoring. Means if lift and shift is not a possibility, if some changes is required in the source code or in the application in order to make the move more efficient, a code has to be modified so that if we are going to the cloud, we are going for scalability. So it can be more scalable and usable without changing major function in the application. So this kind of thing is called refactoring. How much minor changes are required, and so that it can work in a good condition when we move it. The third approach is modernization. Like sometimes companies are using a platform which is very old, like ERP system. They are not suitable for cloud. Means the benefit is not available for cloud. Or if I only want a cloud for inventory management, and I want to stick with the inventory tool which I am using in a one computer. And if that tool is not cloud compatible, and simply I create a VM and install the software there, I will not get the complete benefit of the cloud. Means if something can be done without moving to the cloud, if we are not getting the benefit. So if that kind of thing is there, where a complete movement is not possible without modernizing our application, without making the application suitable for cloud platform environment, for that a redesign of the application may require. So this kind of modernization may be expensive, and that has to be factored while deciding how to move to the cloud. Now, we have known that. Now assume you are working in a software company and your CEO has given you a task to migrate company software to the cloud as soon as possible. What will you do to migrate? So look like the Slido is not working. So let's move. So while moving to the cloud, we simply cannot move. There are steps to be followed. So there are 7 steps to follow when we decide to move to the cloud, migrate to the cloud. Assessment, isolation, map, re-architect, augment, test, and optimize. Let's see what are these steps are. So first step is assessment, right? Assess. So cloud migration assessment is required that to understand the complexity in the migration process of the code and the design from the architecture level as well as from the code level. And what are the investment and what will be the recurring cost will be required for doing this migration, and what will be the cost required to do the test cases. Let's say we want to move from our current condition to the cloud. Before moving, testing is required, and functionality and other, how it is going to impact our thing. So that has to be assessed. What are the and that the team in the company has to sit and assess it. Then comes the isolation. Let's say company decide one of the application to migrate to the cloud from the internal data center to the external cloud. So in that case, this application has to be isolated, and first assessment is done, then it has to be isolated and evaluated whether this cloud, this system, this application, if it moves to the cloud, what are the other application it is affecting. So it is going to give a clear picture about the complexity of the migration process, that after removing this, what problem is happening and how to fix it, or what fix is required. Then comes the mapping stage, where the organization has to map their environment and all the system and application and its dependency. And for that, the various level of the team in a company will require, the testing team will require, architect team, design team, the software team, and everyone will be required who has to map how this can be done. And this information can be used to distinguish between the component that has to be moved from internal to the external data center. After this, the step is required is re-architect. Like most of the time, migration to the cloud require re-architecting the application. It's currently the way we are running. When we are moving to the cloud, we want to utilize the scalability and other aspect of the movement to the cloud. So to do that, the re-architecting of the application will require, and that may sometime we may lose certain functionality, and that has to be approximated using the suitable test cases or use cases or APIs, that what are changes we have to do and what other re-architecting we have to do. Let the people do it. And after that, step is augmentation, right? When something is ready to be moved to the cloud, if we are moving to the cloud, maybe currently the way we were working, that was good enough for us, but now the company decide to move to the cloud, so they want to utilize the more benefit of the cloud. So that time they can add more feature and more functionalities in their thing by augmenting the application, which can give the benefit of the moving to the cloud, like connecting with the automatic payment platform, connecting to the automatic logistic platform, or connecting to the analytics platform. So this way, or maybe a company decide to utilize AI into their system. Like if a big eatery, or let's say Eurospar is there, and they want to apply the AI to analyze what is the time when more people are coming and what type of food they are accessing or buying. Currently, I know Eurospar has such kind of services, but now when they want to move to the cloud, they want to also utilize AI services which clouds are providing. Earlier, they were not using it, or they may be using it in a limited manner. So augmentation also may be used. And then after that, the testing has to be needed, right? What we are going to change has to be tested first before directly moving to the cloud. And for that, some test environment has to be created, which will be like a cloud. And then, for example, when the Facebook Messenger was launched, even the Facebook Messenger, they first given to, I think, 50,000 user beta testing to see how the Facebook is working, Messenger is working, before finally releasing it to all its users. So that kind of testing is needed. And after that, optimization, like based on what test results were there, what changes is required, how better we can get the return of investment of our migration strategy. So these are the 7 steps will be useful before deciding to migration to the cloud. So if CEO says that I want as soon as possible, so if you are hired as a cloud engineer who has been given a task, then you can this expectation to the management that moving to the cloud will require this aspect to be considered. Now, these are the 7 steps. What are the efficient steps? Like some pre-work is required with organization, like, and that can be with the internal cloud team, which will work with other members in the company, and they will also set up the scope, what scope will be there, and the expectation and what standard to be achieved. So these are the pre-work. Like if we are working for health industry, or let's say, then the health industry has some compliance to be considered. If we are on a payment, we are considering a payment. So in the cloud also, there is a payment related compliance is there. Does this cloud company provide the payment related compliance? So when we'll have a lecture on cloud security, and then we will also know more about the compliance, different kind of policy. Then the business and application analysis. Cloud cannot be considered plainly as a technical enhancement. Like we cannot simply say that, okay, we are running here and we just simply move there. It is not simply as technical enhancement. It can have a very strong impact on our business function, the way business is running. So it is simply not that let's move. Many aspects has to be considered, like how it is going to impact our business. What are then assess the impact on the team. Sometimes what happened that we are running a company, and in our company, not everyone is a tech savvy, and they are used to the way they are working. And if we suddenly we might have business profit in the moving to the cloud, but the team in the company, they are not ready to be in the moving to the cloud, and they may feel differently. So how to re-educate them, give them more knowledge. So that those assessment has to be there. Then cost analysis and the analysis of the application. Then comes which cloud provider to go. We have seen Google, we have seen Amazon Web Services, Azure, and in fact, all 3 of them provide for most user almost similar services, right? Some has some functionality, some has other functionality. Some do the same task slightly different way. Some do that task in a different way. And that's how they have branded their different product name. But they will be varying in the pricing. They will not have the same price. Earlier, Amazon was more costly. When the Azure and Google became a bigger player in the market, they have reduced their prices drastically. So the costing has to be evaluated, and what are the different aspects they provide has to be evaluated. So migration plan, then whether they are providing data recovery, or whether they are providing what different kind of, so those are also come into play when we select a cloud service provider. Then building the risk mitigation plan means, let's say we decided to move to the cloud, right? And we taken the 7-step process and everything. Now, what if moving to the cloud was a failure? Now, then means the movement was not giving the desired result what we wanted to be. So then there should be a plan, exit strategy should be there, how we can exit from the cloud to our existing way of working. So whether that company provides the exit strategy or not, the cloud service provider, and how easy or difficult that exit strategy. So that has to be kept in the mind. Then once we have moved to the cloud and everything is working good, it is a steady state, movement was successful. Then after that, a strategy should be there to do the regular checks. What are the number of hacking has been, someone has tried to do on our business platform, and who is going to check the internal process, and there are other, they have to also check the how the compliance and what are the analytics as provided by our cloud provider. If a company is not ready to use their own person and they want to hire a third party for this cloud management, then the vendor management is also needed. Regular reviews are needed. Now, what happens if there is a migration failure? So migration failure can happen for many reasons, and contingency measures should be there. Migration failure can happen because the planning was poor. It can happen also because the process and culture of the organization were not ready for cloud movement. During the movement, the security breach of the data can happen. Means we wanted to move the data and it was a very secure data, but during the movement, our data became exposed, or we are not able to maintain the security, both physical and digital security of the data, and it was exposed and came into hand of some hackers. Whether the cloud service provider, the cloud service are certified by many. But one of the requirement is ISO 27001 certified. And also the service level agreement. Means later on in the lecture, we will know about service level agreement. So in brief, it's like when we move to the cloud, when we choose a certain services in the cloud, they provide that what serviceability they are going to give, how much availability they are going to give, and all the other condition, like if we have to exit, or how the data backup will be there, how the disaster recovery will be there, and what price it will cost us. So everything is written in the service level agreement. And in service level agreement, what was written, sometime they offer a bigger discount if someone goes for longer lock-in period, like 3 years, 4 years. And it may happen that in between the company think that the cloud is not, they are not ready for this service provider. The other service provider is giving a better services, or something they are providing which is useful for their company. For example, let's say this Eurospar. Eurospar has many logistic places where they store their milk and other food items, right? And that has to be maintained. The temperature, humidity has to be maintained. So in that case, and nowadays, excuse me. Sorry for the interruption. So in that the Eurospar, so that in a Microsoft Azure, they have one application or one product by which if you put the IoT device, Internet of Things device as a sensor, and you can connect them, and together you can manage you can see what temperature in the which rack, what humidity in a which rack, so that your food item or your milk item can remain preserved for longer duration, and you don't require too many staff to regularly go and check. So if that service is available in Azure and other provider does not have it, so the person want to move out of it, and that may cause a failure because the lock-in period is there. Data movement from one cloud platform to other cloud platform may be sometimes hassle. So this was a summary, and now we can move to the next lecture, next part of the lecture, which is cloud computing delivery model. So in this, we have already seen in our introduction